Hi, my name's Stephen. I'm eating peanut M&Ms. I'm drinking water. And I am listening to Teeth of Lions Rule the Divine. It's been an incredibly long time since I've done one of the video blogs. I haven't been able to face it. Haven't felt like I've had a reason to do it. Haven't had time. Or at least plenty of other excuses not to make time. I've had a couple of messages from people, not people I knew before I started the video blog, not people I know in the real world, only through the internet. So I figured I would try to kickstart it again in some small way. I hope you're all very well. Doing okay. It was a really weird time for a while. I started this video blog with the idea of being as brutally honest as possible, no matter how embarrassing it was for me. Because if I didn't do that, then I wasn't sure what the point of this would be at all. If I was just going to continue to hide things, then the video blog wouldn't serve any purpose for me, and perhaps wouldn't be as helpful or useful for other people who were dealing with psoriasis who might be watching. So I'm going to say this, it's not actually directly related to psoriasis, but it's something that makes me think and is tied to a lot of the feelings that maybe I've mentioned in previous blogs. I had a panic attack at Christmas, which is a long time ago now, but still kind of fresh in my mind, and seemed to stem from a lot of the feelings that I have mentioned before, just not being able to release some of the tension, some of the stress, some of the thoughts that have kind of built up in my mind, stemming from, struggling with psoriasis and the confidence issues and all those things. And so when it happened, obviously, it was just kind of a horrible thing to happen, and I didn't really know what to think about myself or where it come from. And I suppose one of the things that I could maybe tie back into the psoriasis with is the kind of thought that since I've started all the more serious medications, maybe going back to cyclosporin was one of the first that I started. In fact, the first medicine that I started with, following kind of stopping steroid-free use and having a bout of UVB treatment. I started with cyclosporin and methotrexate and all those other drugs that followed on. The side effects have been kind of always in the back of my mind. I suffered really badly with some of the medicines and suffered maybe one or two with others, but that progressively got worse and more difficult to deal with. And obviously then making me physically ill in certain ways, whether it be insane numbers of mouth ulcers with methotrexate or complete and utter exhaustion with fumatic acid esters. That had a knock-on effect in terms of my mental well-being, just constantly being drained or feeling like there was something that was making my life difficult. And of course those medicines didn't do anything for my psoriasis, so obviously we stopped them. And then obviously people have mentioned, and maybe there's not a great deal of data to kind of support it or deny it, people have mentioned that there can be some kind of mental side effects with some of these medicines, and I started to track back through my use of these medicines, and how my mental health has been. And it's kind of weird. I mean, there are far too many coincidences, far too many different things that were in my life that were changing, for me to just say it was definitely the medicines or anything. But the thought's there that perhaps having started these medicines that do play with my body and the balance of my immune system, I have struggled with some mental problems that I don't think really troubled me earlier in my life. Obviously, there were other things as well, like starting new jobs, living in a place that perhaps I didn't even want to live in, and not having many close friends to talk to and things like that. So I wouldn't say it's not even a particularly strong percentage chance that it's the medicines alone, but it always kind of makes me think, and I think it's something that should definitely be on the minds of medical practitioners as well, just making sure that nurses who are looking after patients on a more regular basis are kind of having a chat with their patients and seeing how they feel while using these medicines, and also making sure that consultants and the research staff are actually taking those into account. Because I still fill out questionnaires every time I go to see the consultant, and also the research that's done. I think it's housed in Manchester or something, Bad Beer Research. That's something I think that should also kind of be a fairly high priority for them. Anyway, still taking the weekly injections of the, I've completely forgotten his name, of the Enbrel. Did one last night, and it's just become a very normal part of my life, and I almost forget it every single week and end up kind of injecting into my leg at about midnight, half midnight, when I've gone, oh crap, it's Wednesday, I need to do it. There's still a slight moment of dread every time I go to click that button. The pain's not particularly bad, but I think it's just because I'm sensitive at midnight and just want to go to bed. But I don't know, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell now what's going on. It's been a long time that I've been on it. We're well past the 6-month point where they say it might have a kind of a second wave of improvement for the skin. So, I mean, I can't complain still. It's kept it at bay, so I'll just show you the usual parts. So you can see there that bit that used to be bad is still clear, but I don't know if the light is terrible as usual. But my elbow has started to flare up again. It's true on both sides. Just very little. Obviously, I've been used to far worse, so it's not too much of a hassle, but kind of slightly disappointing, when it feels like your skin is going in one direction, you're just going to have complete clear skin, and then you get those kind of little bits popping up. The little bits of my shoulder that popped up last week. It's a little bit kind of put it in perspective though, and it's not too bad. Torso wise, it goes to lighten off, and then it gets worse. But I mean, I think I've seen a general improvement. It's just, I get the feeling that it's kind of permanent there now. Like, that's just the way it's going to be. And again, that's a lot less than I had to deal with in the years leading up to getting this medicine. So I suppose I can't complain too much again. But I'm hoping that it just gets over some little hump, and then I can get clear. So we'll see. Maybe going to Kenya will help. The little trip book there. The sun is bound to be stronger in Kenya than it is out there. So in a couple of months, maybe that sunshine will have helped get my skin clear, and then the medicine just can keep it clear, and it will work with that, and that will be good. Anyway, for those of you who actually like to watch this, I'm sorry this took so long, and for those of you who don't like to watch it, well, you're probably not watching. Fine. Take care of yourselves.